back to the sewing room. You'll see that it's just as I left it. And whereas I have been working at my day job in here a bit recently, I haven't had a chance to do any sewing. I think it's about 2 weeks. I don't look how long it is since I've done any, but the sun is shining today and I'm back in here, and I'm just going to try and take up where I left off with my frame quilt. So I hope you'll enjoy watching and continuing on my quilt journey with me. I have done some of the filming in the meantime. I've been to my allotment, and if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that 90% of the time I'm in one of those two places. Previously, I have tried to combine the two and sewn something at the allotment, and it's getting around to that time of year again when the weather's good enough that I can actually pack up a little bag, pack up my sewing machine and take it. So if you've been paying attention, you'll know that my husband managed to renovate a hand cranked sewing machine that I received as a birthday present, and one of the reasons why we acquired that was so that I could put it into my little allotment trolley and take it over there, do a bit of sewing and bring it home again. And this is because my treadle machine, which you will have seen me sewing on, has to stay in the house. When I first got it, I had it delivered to my allotment shed, and it was fine there for a few months, but I realised that I wasn't going to be able to be possible to keep it there because it would be ruined, so it now lives in our dining room. Last year I did quite a few videos at the beginning of the year, sewing videos, and then when it got to the time of year when I had to do some more work on my allotment, I stopped completely, and probably for about 4 months, and then took it up again in the autumn. Well, my aim this year is to not do that, is to take you with me, whichever of those two things I'm doing. And that means that some people will want to watch both videos. Some people will want to watch only the ones at the allotment, and some will only want to watch the ones that when I'm sewing. But it's realistic because that's how I spend my life. So whatever you watch or whatever you're doing, I hope you do enjoy what I do. I hope it gives you inspiration to do something yourself. Get an idea, maybe follow one of my links, because I do link other YouTubers in my descriptions, and also feel free to share your own story about what you're doing and what you're making. So as you can see, it was like the Marie Celeste. I'd left the blocks just in the sewing machine like that, not made any progress, and every time I went to my desk to do some work, paid work, I saw them winking at me, taunting me to go back to the sewing machine. It's literally been several weeks and I've not been able to do anything. Now, I didn't measure the squares in relation to the central piece before I started it. So you can see I've got a little bit too much on some lengths and not enough on others. But I am just going to treat this as though I'm sashing and see how it turns out. So I'll take the first bit and pin along here like this. My quilting videos before, you'll know that I am not a perfectionist quilter. I quilt for leisure and for fun, and I tend to wing it a little bit. So I'm treating these squares, these blocks, as though they're just a ribbon of fabric, and I'm going to do this. So I'm going to take the next strip here. Probably attach that to the end of that.
I love this bit when you make a quilt and you have a sort of idea of the sort of effect you want, and suddenly you realise that you sort of might be sort of getting there. It's so rewarding. So I just need to add the final strip. I'm hoping this piece is going to be big enough. So I didn't intend to cut into these blocks when I started off this part of the quilt, but it does seem to be working all right, so I'm going to carry on this way. So I'm really quite pleased with how the first frame, if you like, of the quilt has turned out. So as I shared in the original video, this picture in this lovely book was my inspiration for making this frame quilt. And even though these colours are really muted, I just love the way that it looks. And so the first stage was this cut out piece of fabric here with the birds in. I just did this ribboning, sashing here. Then I made these blocks and I'm already really pleased with it. So I hope you like it, and my next step will probably be a more plain border around here, and then I'm going to set about trying to do something similar to this. I don't really want to cut up my yardage of fabric into little strips, but I do have a lot of strips of other fabric which I think might go, like for instance this one. And I've got quite a few leftovers and strips and things like that, so I'm going to try and build those into blocks like this. I like the effect of these different angles here.